Have you ever felt a nudge, a pull towards something new, something unknown, yet you were terrified to take that first step? Imagine being 75 years old, comfortable, settled, surrounded by everything you've ever known, your home, your family, your community. Then, a voice calls out to you, a divine voice, and it says, "Leave, go, leave everything behind, and go to a land I will show you." This is exactly what happened to a man named Abram, who we later come to know as Abraham. The Lord said to him, "Go out from your country, your relatives, and your father's household to the land that I will show you." Think about the sheer audacity of this command. It wasn't go to the next town over, or move to that beautiful valley you've heard about. It was, go to a place I haven't even revealed to you yet. It was a call to pure, unadulterated faith. A call to step out into the complete unknown, armed with nothing but a promise. And what a promise it was. God didn't just ask Abram to leave. He promised him something extraordinary in return. He said, "I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you, and I will make your name great, so that you will exemplify divine blessing." This wasn't just a small-time promise. God was promising to transform this 75-year-old man, whose wife, Sarai, was also advanced in years and unable to have children, into the father of a massive nation. His name would become legendary, a synonym for blessing itself. The promise gets even bigger. God continues, "I will bless those who bless you, but the one who treats you lightly, I must curse, so that all the families of the earth may receive blessing through you." This is incredible. God essentially links his own reputation with Abram. He promises to be Abram's personal protector and advocate. But the final part of that promise is the most staggering of all. Through Abram, every single family on earth would have the opportunity to be blessed. This wasn't just about one man or one family. It was a plan to bring blessing to the entire world. So, how does Abram respond to this life-altering, frankly unbelievable call? Does he hesitate? Does he negotiate? Does he ask for a sign, a map, a 5-year plan? The text simply says, "So Abram left, just as the Lord had told him to do." That's it. Simple, profound obedience. He packed up everything he owned, his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, all their possessions, and all the people who had become part of their household in Haran, and they set out. They didn't know the destination, only the one who called them. This journey wasn't a short trip. They were leaving the developed civilization of Mesopotamia and heading towards Canaan. This was a massive undertaking, a caravan of people and animals moving across a vast and often dangerous landscape. The faith it took for Abram to lead this entire group based on a promise is hard to overstate. He wasn't just risking his own future. He was responsible for everyone who went with him. Yet, he went. He trusted the voice that called him. When they finally arrived in the land of Canaan, it wasn't exactly an empty paradise waiting for them. The scripture tells us at that time the Canaanites were in the land, it was already occupied. This could have been a moment of doubt for Abram. God, did you bring me all this way just to find a land that's already taken? But Abram's faith didn't waver. He traveled through the land until he reached a significant place, the great tree of Moreh at Shechem. And it's there, in the midst of this occupied land, that God appears to him again. This time, the promise becomes more specific, more tangible. The Lord said, "To your descendants I will give this land." It wasn't just an abstract blessing anymore. It was a promise tied to a specific geography. This very ground Abram was standing on would one day belong to his children, his grandchildren, and all the generations to come. What is Abram's response to this renewed promise? He doesn't start a fight with the Canaanites or try to survey the land for himself. His first reaction is worship, text says. So Abram built an altar there to the Lord, who had appeared to him. An altar is a place of sacrifice, a place of communion, a place of acknowledging God's holiness and power. In a foreign land, surrounded by foreign cultures and gods, Abram publicly declared his allegiance to the one true God who had called him. He was marking the land not with a flag of conquest, but with a symbol of worship. Abram's journey didn't end there. He continued to move, setting up his camp between Bethel and Ai. And what's the first thing he does in this new location? There he built an altar to the Lord and worshiped the Lord. Do you see the pattern? Every step of Abram's journey into the unknown is marked by worship. His life became a pilgrimage of faith, with altars serving as the milestones along his path. He wasn't just passing through, he was consecrating the land with his worship, acknowledging God's presence and provision every step of the way. This story is more than just ancient history. It's a powerful lesson for our own lives. How often do we feel that call to step out in faith? It might not be a call to move to a new country, but it could be a call to start a new business, to mend a broken relationship, to step into a new role, or to leave behind a habit that's holding us back. It's that pull towards the unknown, the thing that both excites and terrifies us. Abram's story teaches us that faith is an action. It's not just believing something in your head. It's packing your bags and leaving, just as the Lord had told him to do. It's trusting God's promises even when your circumstances seem to contradict them. Abram was old. His wife was barren, and the promised land was occupied. But God's promise was bigger than his problems. And notice how God met Abram along the way. He didn't give him the full blueprint from the start, gave him just enough light for the next step. First, the call to go. Then, upon arrival, the promise of the land. Our journeys of faith are often like that. We take one step, and then God reveals the next. We have to learn to be comfortable with not knowing the entire path, and instead, focus on trusting the guide. Finally, Abram's response of building altars is so key. In every new place, in every moment of uncertainty, his first instinct was to connect with God, to worship. This is a powerful model for us when we're facing the unknown, when we've taken a leap of faith. The most important thing we can do is to build our own altars, to create intentional moments and spaces for worship, prayer, and remembering God's faithfulness. It's what grounds us and reminds us who is truly in control of our journey. So, what is the QAnon God is calling you to? What is that step of faith you've been hesitant to take? Abram's story encourages us to listen to that call, to trust the promises of God even when they seem impossible, and to walk forward, building altars of worship every step of the way. His journey began with a single step of obedience, and it changed the course of human history. Your journey of faith can start the same way. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this incredible story of faith and obedience. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content that dives deep into these timeless truths. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Till next time, walk in faith.